you'll be standing there at the urinal and, you know, you got somebody like, oh, nice, nice. You know, and you're just like, move a little closer to the thing. Like, yeah, what? What's up, cousin? It's your boy, Tripp, and I'm back. Yeah, I just want to talk about the nightlife in Korea. If you ever planning on visiting Korea, or this is a place that you want to come, South Korea that is, I don't suggest you go trying to go to North Korea, but South Korea, Seoul, and you know, places like that. I want to share with you a couple of experiences that I had with the nightlife in Korea. Now, I've had several experiences, you know, because I went to the straight club, you know, I've been to the gay club, I've been to a club that had a lot of foreigners. So I'll share with you the different experiences that I had with going to these different clubs. Now, first, the straight club with foreigners. The straight club that's packed with foreigners, maybe it's near a military base or a place that a lot of foreigners go. You know, you got to be careful because the Korean women that go to these clubs, a lot of them are looking for, you know, an American man, to be honest, you know, or they looking to get some money from them or something like that. Now, my experience going to the club, you know, I go in, I get dressed, I'm all excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna turn up. So I get to the club, I really didn't know what time it started. This was my first time going. So I got there a little early, maybe like around 11, 12 o'clock. It wasn't too many people in there at the time, so I hit up the bar, you know. So I walk over to the bar, and the bartender, you know, a Korean girl, she seemed cool. She was like, what's up? Can I help you? I was like, yeah, you know, let me get a Long Island, because, you know, I wanted to get straight into it, you know. And she say, okay, me one, me too. And I was like, oh, you want one? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, okay, you know, I'm new. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe we could just spark up a conversation. She'd be cool. Let me buy her a drink. So I say, okay, cool. Get you one. And she tells me she only drink, you know, top shelf Hennessy or something like that, you know, and she only drinks shots. And I was like, okay, so get us both a shot. She was like, okay. So then she tells me that her shot is more than the regular shot. And I'm like, she was like, yeah, our drinks is so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. So she bring back the shots and we drink and we still talking, having a good time. You know, I was enjoying the conversation with her. So, you know, that was just a shot for me, you know, so I'm ready for my Long Island. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I give her my card. I'm like, well, let me get the Long Island now. And she was like, okay, me too, another shot. And I was like, no, like, no, not another one. You the bartender. Ain't nobody even here and you trying to get drunk already. I was like, no, I was like, maybe later we, you know, have another one. She looked at me and was like, and I was like, what? Oh, she gonna get an attitude because I ain't buy another drink? I already bought you one. You know, and I was just like, okay. So I see how this is going. So, you know, the place started packing up a little more. You know, a lot of foreigners came in there, you know, military people and things like that. So it was turned up, you know, it was fun. It was a good night. But I noticed other dudes doing the same thing, buying their drinks. And I was like, okay, so I just had to pay more attention. I was like, oh, I see what she doing. You know, she just trying to get right. You know, I didn't know it was a whole thing with juicy girls where, you know, a lot of times they get you to buy drinks. They take their drinks for free and then they pocket, you know, the money. And another thing is if you using American money in a Korean establishment and a drink is like $10. Well, most drinks ain't that much in Korea. But, you know, say it's about $7. You giving them $10, close to $10 for a drink. You know what I'm saying? $8 or $9 because the American dollar is worth more than the Korean dollar. And they know that. And they'll just give you, like it's the same thing. They'll give you Korean change back or whatever, you know. And it's just like, you just got to be careful. If you're going into a Korean establishment, make sure you change your money over to get the right rate back on your money. So, you know, I noticed that. So I was like, nah, you know, I see what she's trying to do. So I came back to the spot. She remembered me. She was like, oh, hey, you know. And I walked through the door. I was like, what's up? You know, I go to the bar again, you know, because that's the bartender that made my drink. She knew it, you know. So I asked for a drink again. And she did it again. You me? You'll get. And I said, nah, you know, nah, I'm just starting, you know, maybe later. Like, I ain't about to get you a drink. She had an attitude again. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I see what she about. I ain't even gonna trip on it. I'm gonna just stop coming to her. You know, so I had that drink. So this time I said, let me go to another bartender, because I'm tired of this bartender still asking me for drinks. So I creep around, make sure she don't see me, go all the way to this other end of the bar, and I asked for a drink, and this bartender did the same thing. I said, you know what? I'm done with that. That was the experience. So now I just learned to say no. Like, nah, I'm not buying you no drink. I see what you're doing. You're doing this to a lot of guys here. Y'all, you know, getting drinks, having them pay for y'all drinks, telling them that it costs more, and then you pocketing the money. At the end of the day, you got all this American money and won and dollars, and you cashing out. You going home with a big bank all night. And you know, a lot of the guys, Americans, they want to be around some women, you know, some pretty Korean. You gonna see pretty bartenders. They know what they doing. Juicy girls. So be on the lookout for that. Another time I went to a bar, a juicy girl. I was with some of my African friends. They wanted to introduce me to this woman. She was a Russian girl. It doesn't matter if she's Korean, Russian, whatever. A lot of them come here and they try to get over on Americans because they think they got money. You know, so she come and sit next to me to the bar, and they introduced me like, what's up? And I turn over. I say, hey, how you doing? I shake her hand. I was like, and just turn back away. So she gets an attitude, you know. I didn't even know that it was a hookup, you know, and this and that. So it's like, I just was speaking. You introduced me to the girl and I said, hello, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? So she sat there for a minute. I guess when she realized that I wasn't talking to her, I was talking to my other African friend that I was there with. She gets up and with an attitude and walks behind the bar. So, you know, I still ain't paying no attention. But my African friend, he comes over and say, she's upset with you. And I was like, what's she mad at me for? I ain't do nothing to her. She said you're more interested in him than her. And I said, why is that? Because you ain't talked to her, you ain't buy her a drink. And I was like, nah, like I'm not buying her no drink. I said, hello, I ain't even interested in talking to her. Y'all the ones who interested in her. But you know, y'all want to bring the girl over to me and use me to pull in the woman and buy her a drink and all that. Nah, it ain't going down like that. I was like, oh, she could be mad. As soon as this other guy comes in, you know, a white guy that was going to buy her some drinks, an older gentleman, she all over there on him, legs on him, laughing in his face with the drink. And I was just like, see, exactly. She not about to do that to me. So no, that's the experiences that I have with the clubs. I mean, they're a lot of fun though. They turn up, they have a great time. I feel like, you know, if you go to a club that a lot of foreigners is at, it's kind of different than America, especially if you near a military base, they're going to be having fun. Now, it may be more men in the club because, of course, military is more men, but you'll see Korean women, you'll see the other women coming through, and you can have a good time, because there's not much to do in Korea. A lot of people can't wait, especially military people, can't wait to the weekends so they can go and have a drink and enjoy themselves. Now that's that experience. Now, I also went to a gay club, and I kind of went to this club by accident because I went to Seoul, just to look around and shop, and it was my first time going alone. And I said, I really need to get out and explore Korea and see what's out here. So I goes to Seoul. I'm shopping all day, walking around, going in and out of stores, going to restaurants. I was having a great time, but I lost track of time. I didn't realize that in a place as big as South Korea, that the train stopped running at 12:30 or something like that. And it don't start back running until 5 a.m. in the morning. So I go down to the train station. I'm waiting and just waiting. And ain't nothing coming. Ain't nobody. I'm like, so I asked the people, they say the train stopped running. So I'm like, so what time do it start? 5 in the morning. So what am I supposed to do to 5 in the morning? Man, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I figured I just have to stay out and party all night and find something to do until the morning time. So the only place that I could think of was a place that I had been looking at on the internet. I was looking up, like a gay club or something, the gay culture in Korea. And I found out about this street called Homo Hill. Now, Homo Hill is in Itaewon, and it's a street off a side street, and it's really like a hill, but it's right next to Hooker Hill. So you got Hooker Hill right here, then you got Homo Hill right here. And Hooker Hill is exactly, what they call it. Hooker Hill is a hill with hookers, and Homo Hill is the same thing, a hill with homos. Like, so, I'm looking it up. I'm looking for instructions and directions there. So I find Homo Hill, and when I tell you, I walked up the hill. It was kind of weird, seedy looking. I was just like, this it? And, you got bars on each side or whatnot. And I'm like, okay. So I go in one bar. It was nothing but Koreans, and I'm just like, most of them didn't speak my language. I'm a black dude with a beard. I just didn't fit in, and I was like, nah, this ain't the spot. Nobody was really talking to me, and I ain't really the type of person that tried to make conversation with people, unless they like right next to me or connected with somebody that I'm with or something like that. But especially a whole bunch of people who can't even speak my language. So I decided, okay, well, let me go into a club. So it was a long line for a club. I stood in line and I met some other Asian guy. He was from Thailand or somewhere like that. He was behind me and he seemed a little more hip hop. So we started talking. It was his first time going in there too. So we went in together. Now he told me a lot of times that, they don't let foreigners in. And I was like, well, you look just like you Korean. It was like, they could tell the difference. I'm like, nah, they gonna let you in. So we go up there, they looking at me shady. Like, what you doing coming in here? And I was just like, just play the natural. Like, I know what I'm doing. Let me in. So we go in and it was lit. The party, like the Koreans was having a great time, everybody, but it was just overpopulated. I was the only black guy there. And, you don't understand the music. You don't understand nothing. You just vibing to everybody else, and I stood around. I went and had me some drinks, and, you get a whole bunch of stares, people staring at you and looking at you, and, it's just like, what's up? Like, what you looking at? I I didn't dance with nobody or do nothing like that, but I did go to the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, it was a Korean dude trying to look at my dick. Now this is the thing, that I do notice. Korean men, they like to look at American or foreigners' penises. I guess they infatuated with the size, or and a lot of times they'll compliment you on it. So you'll be standing there at the urinal, and you got somebody like, oh, nice. And you're just like, move a little closer to the thing, like, what? Like, I never had a man compliment me on my penis at the urinal, and you ain't even gotta be big. You could be 5 inches in there compliment you. It's like, no. So, and that happens not only in the gay club, in the straight clubs too. That happened to me. Guys will try to look at your penis, and if it's nice, they'll tell you. They don't have no shame. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah. They even try to dap you up, like, you be like, oh yeah. So that was that experience. I left out that spot, and I was just walking up and down the hill looking. I came across a bar. The owner was like trying to pull me in, talking about, come in, oh no, you cute, and all of this. And I was like, well, let me just, I had to find something to do. I went in, some other Korean man liked me. They got into an argument over who liked me. He was like, no, bitch, don't you try to take my man. And the other one was just looking like, and they was talking in Korean, and and the one guy, he bought me a beer, and he was like, oh, you mines. And I was like, really? Like, and then they was like, can I go home? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, give me my beer back. And I was like, really? Like, okay, but he was joking, but he was still serious. Like, when I said no, it was like, oh, but I bought you a beer, and it was just a weird experience. I sat there and I was talking to them. It was this other real feminine Korean guy. Like, Korean people are just like American as far as like feminine, like, but more so because I don't think they have a real masculine thing, with them. That was my experience going to Homo Hill. I didn't really enjoy it like that, where it would be like, I don't really go out like that anyway, especially to no gay club, but a Korean gay club, nah, I really didn't enjoy myself. Like, it wasn't for me. I think if it was a situation where people came in town that wanted to experience it, and I went with a group of people, and we was there together, and we could talk together amongst ourselves, and, turn up and dance and act silly, that would be a better thing for me as far as that. But going there by yourself and trying to meet, that's just not my thing. So, but if you want to go, Homo Hill, it's in Itaewon. A lot of people enjoy the experience. You go with a couple of your friends and you turn up, have drinks, and you have fun all night. But that was that. Now, the straight club, Korean club, that wasn't a lot of foreigners, it was a wild night. Me and some of my homeboys, we went and we got a hotel, in Itaewon, and we stayed for the whole weekend. We was gonna turn up the whole weekend. So we did. We had drinks. We had a great time. We went into these clubs, and because we was together, we turned up. People were staring at us and looking at us. We came in there looking all fly and things like that. And, a lot of people was hating. Some of the Korean guys was looking like, like we was going to take over, but we ain't care. We was just turned up. My homeboy, he was taking off his shirt, and, everybody was just having a great time. Now, a lot of the spots, they don't allow foreigners in. Now, I had a shirt that was sleeveless, almost like a white beater type shirt on. And when I got to this one club, they tell me, you can't come into the club without sleeves. And I'm like, what? Like, but I was fly though. It wasn't like some workout clothes or nothing like that. And I'm like, man, y'all messing up my swag. Like, you know, and he was like, well, I'll let you in, but you know, they really don't. And I was like, okay, you know, you let me in, I'm going in. So I go into the spot. We having a great time. We walking through, you know, the spot was playing some hip hop music and stuff like that. So we was good, you know, getting our drinks. Now, me and my other boy, we walking through, and one of the Korean dudes come and stop me, and I got a drink in my hand, a brand new drink that I just got, and he like, you gotta go. And I was like, why? And he was like, no, you gotta go. You know, you got the wrong shirt on. And I was like, yeah, but they let me in. Like, you know, y'all said I could come in. The dude at the door, y'all got a person at the door. If he lets me in, y'all should be mad at him, not me. You know, he should have never let me in with the shirt on. You know, now I'm spending my money and got a drink in my hand. And yeah, he told me, but he should have been more strict. Like, nah, we can't do it, you know. And I would have been like, okay, let's go find somewhere else to go. Or, you know, let me go home and change my shirt. But you let me in, and now I got a drink. And he like, you got to go. And he tries to take my drink out my hand. I'm like, bro, you better chill. Like, I'm going to finish my drink and I'll leave. Like, you ain't about to take no drink out my hand. And it's this Korean dude, like, all up on me. And, you know, he get on the microphone, this little speaker thing, and start calling for backup and all this. And I'm like, and then he starts telling the other dude, like, yeah, he got it. And I was like, so I did. I called the Korean a bitch. You know, I was like, you bitch, you know, and I called him a BAN, if you can break that down. And he was like, what? You what? And I was like, yeah, you know, don't try to play me, you know. And so now he calling for backup and called like 3-4 Koreans, and they all walking, and I'm still, you know, my boy trying to talk to him like, wait, you know, he was dressed right, so he wasn't getting kicked out, but he started talking to him, and then because he was taking up for me, they tried to kick him out. So now we both got to go, but I'm still like, man, I'm drinking my drink, you know, so I'm drinking a drink, and you know, they following me. I'm slowly walking, you know, because I don't want to get in no trouble in Korea. That's the last thing you want to do is get locked up in a foreign country. It's just not, it's not the business. But at the same time, I don't want to be disrespected. Don't try to take nothing out of my hand. And, you know, that's where I felt like I was being disrespected at. You know, you ain't going to just take my drink out of my hand. Now, you could say, you know, can you finish that up and leave? But, you know, that's where I got mad. So, you know, I walked down and, you know, started walking down the stairs, and my boy's still trying to talk to him. And, you know, the other people came and said, what's up? And I'm like, yo, he tried to take my drink out of my hand. He said, he said that you called him a bitch. And I was like, yeah, I did. You know, and they was like, no, you can't. And I was like, man, get out of here with all that. Like, man, please. So I finished my drink. I set it on the stairs and I left out, you know. But that was a crazy experience because it's like, okay, you know, like they be tripping. Like a lot of these spots be tripping for real. But this is my experience. I'm not going to say it's the experience for everybody. Some people come and they have a great time, you know, in these spots. And I can see why, because a lot of them be turned out. But I just wanted to tell y'all my experience with going out in Korea, you know. Let me know if you ever been to South Korea, Seoul, Itaewon, or, you know, Gundam, or, you know, so many places that people go out here in Korea. Let me know in the comments if this is a place that you want to visit. Let me know too. But it's your boy. Yeah, that's about it. I'm out, cousin. Holla.